Welcome, Formula V race fans, to round 4, race 2, the Sunday morning race of the world's greatest Formula V state championship.
All right, we've got a few Mexicans up for this round. We've got Matty Stubbs, Drew Beecham, Phil Oakes, and a few other guys that have come up. Ken Philby. This is race 2. So the results from yesterday was Daniel Reynolds first, Matty Stubbs second, Pacey, Darren Williams, Beecham, Hookie, Higgins and Oakes.
Right, and here they go right now. The lights turn green. Yes, we got the Mexicans, the Victorians, up as practice for the before the national titles, which will take place in late October at the same track.
Okay, talking of Mexicans, we've got one in the front here. Matty Stubbs away with the lead in front of Reynolds. Looks like it might have been Pacey that took in third there. There's Butcher leading out the 1200s ahead of Bernie Cannon.
Right, big pack of Formula Vs, all the usual drivers from New South Wales. Daniel Reynolds obviously not happy with not leading the first corner of this race, as he usually does.
I don't think Daniel likes not leading any lap of any race, particularly at Wakefield.
All right, so Drew Beecham in the Drew Beecham car. Matt Stubbs doing a great job, still keeping Daniel Reynolds out. Both the Blue Sabre, Sky Blue Sabre and the Red Sabre, with Darren Williams and the Jacer in third through the fishhook.
Okay, so Darren Williams followed by Simon Pace and this is Drew Beecham. It's unusual seeing Drew have a drive. He hasn't had a drive for a while.
He is there, a little bit further back. Gary Hook, he's in about 6th or 7th place there in his Sky Blue Jacer.
With Phil Oakes diving up the inside of him into the final corner as we speak.
And Phil's taking the yellow-coloured Jacer in the distance, with Gary Hook just going through, and the pack of cars behind them, including Corinne Perry.
Okay, it looks like Daniel Reynolds has taken the lead, and Stubbs is going to stick his head out and have a look and see if he can go around the outside of one, which would be a brave move.
That was a great line of Formula Vs all the way down that straight, all slipstreaming each other.
Okay, Darren Williams is looking strong as well on the back of Stubbs here, as well as Simon Pace and Drew Beecham might be falling off a little bit there.
Right, going up the hill, about to come into the first of the third gear corners. Here they go into turn 4. Around the top of the hill, coming down, we can see 1,200 cars just coming through, just with the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill is the distance.
Okay, Simon Pace looks like he's eyeing up Darren Williams here. He could have a dive into the fishhook. No, he makes it known to Darren he's not by staying far to the right on the entry.
Okay, Matt a little bit unstable in the Sky Blue Jacer, of course.
Okay, Gary Hook's trying to make a little bit of time up on Drew there. Drew might lose a bit of toe and fall back to the back of Gary Hook there as well.
Yeah, look, Gary Hook got ahead of Phil Hooks on that lap as well. So
Phil Oakes,
Phil Oakes, sorry.
So he must have made a mistake, Phil Oakes, because he had done a good job there.
Yeah, but then Gary's on form after a lot of bad luck in the last couple of years.
Well, it looks like Phil Oakes has fallen behind the other red car there that's looking defensive, and when it gets a bit closer to us, it looks like it may be probably Lockie Higgins, actually.
Right, well, clearly Daniel Reynolds feeling a little bit of pressure as he snakes to the right and back to the left down the straight, trying to break the toe from Matt Stubbs.
Phil Oakes looks like he's trying to go around the outside of Lockie Higgins in the turn 2 there, which would have been a good move if he could pull that off. There's Stevie Butcher, he's got a nice gap on Bernie Cannon, followed by the white car there of and here's the back.
Jeff Bassingthwaite and that was Michael Gale in the red Mako, just backing up the field there.
And Bruce Perry also looking like he was on the outside there.
Bruce doing very good this year. We're in the 1200 class, coming sort of, he's leading the championship in that class, I'd say, by about this. If the race finished where it is now, I think he'd be at the front.
Bruce Perry?
Bruce Perry, yes.
What about Stevie Butcher?
Oh, sorry, of course, but Stevie's a 1600 driver, isn't he?
Well,
he should be, as we know.
The rest of the 1200 guys think he is. That's actually Corinne Perry in that white car.
Okay.
So the super racer mum.
That's right. The fastest racing mum in Australia, isn't she?
Oh, she'd have to be. Well, Formula V is the fastest category in Australia, isn't it?
Oh, by a long margin.
Okay, looking at margins, it looks like Daniel's got a slight margin to Stubbsy, who's got a slight margin to Pacey, who's got in front of Darren Williams there. Although Darren is all over the rear end of that Mako.
Simon Pace obviously can...
Actually, Pacey's got his rain light on there, or is he saying that's his brake light?
Well, it could be his rain light. It's sucking probably half a horsepower out of his motor, but Simon, he does a great job when he's in traffic, drives very smooth.
Look like the Nethercoat Sabre coming through there, the ex-Nat Nethercoat Sabre that came through. Actually, I think that's a new guy he's Brodie Tilbrook.
Brodie Tilbrook, yeah, which this is his debut race in Formula V. Well, hopefully we'll get a good chance to see him during the race.
Yeah, good job. So good to see that there's another old Sabre getting about there too.
Okay, so Daniel Reynolds consolidating his lead, pulled out a bit of a nice gap. That's a little bit ominous for the Nationals in a couple of months' time.
Oh, that's all right. There's plenty of time before the Nationals for a lot of guys to develop cars.
That's
what Stubbsy and the Victorian guys are doing up here this weekend. They're learning the track. It's still early in the weekend. They'll go away and they'll definitely look at their data and they'll come back with much stronger than the next time.
Right, and one person where a development will take place is Dylan Thomas, who's not at this race. Obviously, he's racing in the Australian Production Car Endurance Championship elsewhere in Australia this weekend. So he's got a new car coming, and I reckon there'll be a lot of development for that car between now and the Nationals.
In fact, yesterday he took a lap record, which I think he lost this morning.
Is that right? The shortest lived lap record. Where was that again? That was at Morgan Park, wasn't it?
Queensland
Raceway. Far away.
Anyway, here comes the 1200. Looks like Peter McDonald up the inside of Bruce Perry. Nice little move there. And
nice move for Peter.
Almost a little bit of a lock up into the back of Bruce there. And Michael Gale just sort of bringing up close behind him.
Well, that's a brilliant job for Peter in the Black Kestrel. It's only his second race meeting after just getting his licence for the first time at the meeting before this at Eastern Creek. So for him to be racing around with Jeff Bassingthwaite and Bruce Perry, I think it's a brilliant move.
Okay.
Well done, Peter.
Craig Conlon just touched a couple of wheels on the outside of, bringing up a bit of dust on the outside of the fishhook there. It was probably a little bit dangerous. Well, there's Bruce Perry. Oh, I thought he was going to try and go around the outside of Peter McDonald.
Well, that's a very wide car, that Kestrel, or bodywork is anyway, so you wouldn't imagine there'd be leaving a lot of room on the track to get past.
Daniel's got quite a few car links now on Stubbsy, and Pacey's actually all over the back of Stubbsy as well now. And Daniel's dropped a car length. Darren's dropped a car length as well.
Yeah, he's moving back a bit. Simon clearly showing that he's really good at following cars, because for Simon to be following Matt Stubbs, our only international Formula D driver, I think that's a great indication of his talent. Well done, Simon.
A bit of dust kicked up there at the top of the climb there as well, so that's probably a bit of an interest. Actually, I think there's a car off in up there. There it is. Who is that? Well, there's two cars off up there.
Bit of a touch has happened.
Is that red flag? Is that a red line up there?
No, it's just the yellow.
Green.
Okay, yeah, the light system at Wakefield Park is taking control. We saw Lee Porter in the yellow JC. Just saw a flash of him coming down the hill with Steve Butcher not too far behind.
So if we had a red car, that was probably could have been Lockie Higgins and Phil Oakes. They were battling together there. So let's see where they are coming down the straight. It looks like there's a big gap here behind Darren now.
Very big gap.
So what about Gary Hook? I know
there's Gary Hook in fourth place. Brilliant drive.
Although he's
fifth place, Gary.
He's lost a lot of ground there. So I think there's something that's happened between Lockie Higgins and Phil Oakes there.
Well, look, it might have happened behind Gary, but the gap's there because these.
Actually, where's Drew Beecham?
Drew has dropped off.
Drew's
not there. Where are you, Drew?
Okay, so we've lost Drew. So that might have been Drew and Phil Oakes, the Victorians, taking each other out.
We'll have a look to see.
That's Gary Hook.
In the Sky Blue car going up the hill. There through turn 3 to the left.
Okay, there's Corinne and Morgan and Craig Conlon.
Craig Conlon there in the last of those three cars.
There's Phil Oakes. He's lost a lot more ground.
So that was a touch between Phil
and that's where Stubbs is just there.
Right.
No, sorry, Beecham.
So
is that Phil Oakes there? Maybe there's Phil Oakes. Now the yellow car was Lee Porter.
So he's obviously gone back in. He hasn't finished circulating the track. So there was lost a couple of cars.
There's something that's gone on between. Is that Daniel?
No, that's Michael Gale in the Mark 2 Mako. No, it's not. That is Lockie Higgins.
So that's where Lockie Higgins lost a lot of time. He's almost a lap down. There's Daniel now.
Must have parked his car for half a lap and pulled over to get it started. Maybe bad luck, Lockie.
I actually got G'd up by Clark Quinn that these cars needed the old wind up, so maybe he was out there winding the car.
Well, that's probably what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Formula V is one of the oldest racing categories in Australia, but I can assure you none of these cars are that old.
Do they
on the inside.
They do have starter motors, don't they? Yes,
they do. Actually,
okay.
That's not Morgan, that's Steve Kamara.
Steve doing very well indeed.
Okay, here comes Brody as well. Brody's doing a pretty good job there just behind Lee.
Brody's obviously driven very well in qualifying in the first race.
He's Butcher with his band-aided nose cone on.
You mean his normal nose cone? Yes, of course.
The famous Butcher nose cone.
He's got a good margin in the 1200 class. Yes, Butcher leading the 1200 class. Here to Bernie Cannon, that we can see on camera here in the Kingfisher. Yeah. So probably about 100 metre lead that Butcher's got.
Actually, Butcher's had a pretty good year this year. He's taken quite a few lap records, not only on circuit but also in hill climbs. He's been leasing one of his cars out to young guy, Phil I won't say his last name, but he's got quite a few hill climb records as well, Butcher, eh?
We all know Steve Butcher, the Mr. Stinger, as we know him, of course. One of the most enthusiastic Formula V drivers ever. You know, out of the thousands of Formula V drivers in the history of Formula V, he's right up there.
Okay, so we've got that's Bernie Cannon being hassled by the Kestrel of
Peter McDonald there.
I don't know what happened there, but look, he's trying to go for the under, but
under and over there, onto the back straight. Yeah,
Bruce Perry's ended up better out of that exchange.
Yeah, well, Peter lost the spot, but look at this, round the outside, side by side, coming into the last corner. Peter, mate, it's obviously Peter's as aggressive as anything, obviously.
That's Corinne Perry going around, towing down Stevie Butcher. I wonder if Corinne must have had an incident during this last lap.
Right, we'll get a good look. Okay, Bruce Perry to the left, Bernie Cannon in the middle, and Peter McDonald to the right.
Well, as soon as Bruce Perry moved to the left, he opened the door for Peter McDonald.
Peter there is taking the place, of course.
Okay, and here comes Michael Stippo just bringing up the rear.
That's Michael Gale.
Sorry, Michael Gale.
Extremely good job. He's not too far behind. He's having to go in the 1200 in this race week.
Okay, there's Daniel and Lockie Higgins. Yep. Let's see how Lockie Higgins goes behind Daniel for the next couple of laps.
Okay, Jeff Bassingthwaite in the red, white event is moving over safely to lead the leaders through.
Yeah, I'm not sure Stubbsy would have thought he was moving over by the look of it tucking in behind him.
Okay, so Stubbsy passing Jeff up the hill now.
Okay, so Simon's doing a great job dicing here with Stubbsy. So Stubbsy's quite an accomplished driver. He's got a lap record down there in Phillip Island, so he knows how to steer a car, although that was in the J, so he's in a Sabre these days.
Right, but again, Simon Pace easily hanging on to him. It's not so easy to pass, of course, so we'll see if Simon has a move sometime in the rest of this race.
I thought he was about to have a dive up the inside of the
It did look a bit like that, that's right.
Which is one of probably the three best passing opportunities on this circuit. The Fischl, the end of this back straight, which they're approaching now, and the end of the front straight.
That's right, so will Simon have a go to the right-hand side down the inside?
He looks like he was thinking about it.
Yes.
Like Stubbsy's defended that.
I'd say Matt's moved to the right and Simon had no choice but to move to the left.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit early for Stubbsy to be playing a defensive game.
Exactly.
Look,
Here we see it
again.
Simon Pace to the right. Matt Stubbs, he's locked the door, he's closed it or slammed it shut.
So Simon's gone to go around the outside. Let's see how he goes. Has he got enough poke to get down the straight?
Has he got enough? Probably not. Matt Stubbs has got the line. But driving defensively, obviously he's given up on first place. Daniel Reynolds too far into the distance. Simon's playing it safe, but he's not just falling in line here. He's going left and right and left. And
he's clearly got the quicker car, Simon Pace, because he's definitely... Oh, there's a spinner up the top again.
Another one.
Is that Lockie Higgins again?
Lockie. That is Lockie.
I think he was trying to stay with Daniel and he just pushed a little bit too hard and he lost the rear end.
Well, I guess if you're going to try to learn from one of the better drivers, that's the right thing to do, Lachlan. But, you know... Alright.
Okay, so what have we got here? So Stubbsy's still getting pressured here by Simon Pace.
And obviously Matt is getting pressured. But, you know, maybe he's just got enough of a margin for Simon not to be able to get past.
He's still got that brake light on, Simon. Maybe he should take his foot off the brake pedal.
Mate, yeah, that's what it must be. Probably the scrutineers asked him to see if the rear brake light worked, and it's scrutineering that morning.
Okay, so Daniel's, he's the 1200.
Yeah, this is a race.
McDonald, around the outside.
Look at this, and off the track.
Off the road.
But obviously Peter really showing his experience. Well done, Peter. Keep your foot on the brake, Peter.
Yeah, lucky there wasn't someone coming up behind him there. And Daniel was coming up just there. That could have been dangerous for Daniel Reynolds, the race leader, and on the last lap.
That's right. But Peter, it's okay. We know you're a rookie, but just a little bit of advice: put your foot on the brake to stop the car if you lose control.
Okay, so let's see what Simon can do. Actually, I thought that was Darren behind Simon for a moment. I thought we lost Darren, but it is Darren Williams still there. Whoa, it's Steve Gamara.
Mr. Gamara.
He must have, by the look of where he spun that, he must have put a wheel on the dirt on the outside of the approach.
And that's a common thing to do. Steve, obviously, an exciting driver, isn't he?
Oh, mate, he does put some excitement level into a lot of people.
That's right. He entertains the crowd, and that's what it's all about.
As long as he's having fun.
That's right.
All right,
okay,
so
last lap.
On the last lap, we've clearly got Daniel Reynolds in the front here. He's the battle for second here with Stubbsy. Looks like he's still defending off Pacey into the last corner. And
Darren Williams catching. Will Darren Williams get a toe behind Simon Pace?
Okay, so there's the win. Well done.
The win to Daniel. Congratulations. Daniel Reynolds has the 1200 cars that are going to finish the lap.
Yeah, there's still another full lap to do with Bernie Cannon and Bruce Perry there. Okay, so let's go. So Daniel Reynolds, looks like Stubbsy's come across the line here ahead of Simon Pace. Darren Williams taking up fourth place. Gary Hook should be next across the line.
We'll see him in a few seconds coming around turn 2.
Okay, so this is the battle here for the 1200s.
Well, that's worth watching.
Okay, so it can. Do you reckon Bruce Perry's got an answer here for Bernie Cannon? He's gone for the outside, going for the inside. No.
Apart from Steve Butcher, Bruce has been the form driver in the 1200 class this year.
Oh, Bruce Perry's been exceptionally.
Exceptionally.
Look at that, he's even dropping the wheel on the inside. And oh, look at this.
Will he go around the outside of Bernie? But Bernie's not giving in.
Over and under, can you over and under him?
Bernie, that's really showing a bit of spirit. Well done. And this is a really good race. Well done, guys. And but will Bruce have the drive down the inside? No, he doesn't.
I think Bruce made a mistake there by trying to go around the outside out of the fishhooks because he should have waited to the last corner. There's Butcher coming through for the win.
Now, Bernie, well done, mate.
Bernie will hold on a second.
We know you've always had then you and look, this is really coming of age, if that's the right thing to say. Well done, Bernie and Bruce.
Okay, so results for the race. First is Reynolds. Second's Matty Stubbs. Pacey third. Darren Williams fourth. Gary Hook fifth. Corinne Perry sixth. Craig Conlon by Morgan Fremantle with a fairly quiet but solid race.
And in the 1200 class, Steve Butcher, Bernie Cannon and Bruce Perry. Well done, guys.